Just imagine that God has called you to serve as a missionary in Japan. You think that you could go to Japan and expect the people there to listen to your message unless you were first willing to learn their language and adapt to their culture? Of course not. If you were to apply to our International Mission Board to serve as a missionary in Japan, they wouldn't just put you on a plane and send you to Japan. You would spend months and months learning the language and the culture of the Japanese people. In fact, most of our missionaries spend at least 1 year in language school, learning to speak the language and studying the culture of the people they're going to be ministering to, the ones they're trying to reach for Christ. Yes, it's important for them to get there as quickly as possible, to reach as many as possible, but it doesn't do any good to send them there if they don't know how to speak the language or understand the culture at all. Now, that sounds fine for missionaries. So it doesn't affect most of us, we think. But what about those of us God calls to stay here in the United States? In a sense, the same thing is true. God didn't place us in these fortified cities where He expects us to live our lives oblivious to the world around us. Instead, He's placed us in the world. Jesus commands us to be salt and light in that world. And that means that we're not to shelter ourselves from the realities that's all around us. Instead, we're to permeate the world around us with the love of God by being salt and light in order that those without Christ might come to know Him.